when search teams went in, they found nothing. Not a sound, not a footprint. The forest was silent again, and somewhere, locked in an evidence box, that broken camcorder sat collecting dust, waiting for someone brave enough to press play again. By 2006, the Silver Creek Disappearance had become more campfire tale than cold case. New rangers barely remembered the teens' names, and the forest had grown over most of the old trails. But that summer, a married couple from Oregon, Jacob and Melissa Klein, both experienced hikers, decided to take a detour off the marked route while exploring the Cascades. The map they used was outdated, showing faint lines that no longer existed, but curiosity got the better of them. After hours of climbing through brush and crossing streams, they stumbled upon something that shouldn't have been there: a rusted metal roof, half buried under ivy and moss. At first, they thought it was just an old shed or hunting post, until they brushed away the vines and saw the rotted frame of a small wooden cabin. The door was sealed shut with thick planks nailed from the outside. Melissa, thinking it might have been used for trapping or storage, pried one loose with a hiking tool. When they pushed the door open, the smell hit them first: damp wood, stale air, and something else, something old. Inside, the cabin looked frozen in time. There were 3 sleeping bags laid out side by side on the dirt floor, a rusted lantern hanging crooked from the beam above, and 3 backpacks stacked neatly near a corner. Dust covered everything, yet nothing seemed disturbed: no animal nests, no claw marks, no sign of entry for years. On a small wooden table sat a photograph in a cracked frame. Evan, Lily, and Derek, smiling around a campfire, their faces blurred slightly as if the photo had warped with heat. Jacob took a few pictures with his phone, thinking it was some kind of elaborate memorial, or maybe a ranger's prank. But then Melissa noticed something that made her stomach twist. The inside of the door they just opened had deep scratch marks, long and uneven, like someone had clawed at it from within. There were no windows, no second exit. The pair exchanged a look, then stepped back outside to catch their breath. That's when Jacob realized the boards they'd pulled off weren't nailed into the frame. They'd been nailed across it. The entire cabin had been sealed shut from the outside, and whatever, or whoever, was inside hadn't left by choice. Without a word, they backed away from the clearing, the forest around them growing so silent they could hear their own heartbeat. When investigators arrived at the site discovered by Jacob and Melissa Klein, they treated it like a historical artifact, not an active crime scene. The cabin had been there for decades, maybe since the 1950s, and the odds of it being linked to the missing campers seemed remote. But as forensic teams combed through the dirt floor, one deputy noticed something metallic glinting beneath one of the sleeping bags. He brushed away the dust, and there it was, a second camcorder, water, stained and battered, but still intact enough to recognize